Hey guys, it's your boy.
Okay, so we already did just a short, spoiler-free video for Wandering Earth right after we saw it, but now we're going to talk some spoilers and kind of get further into it. Spoiler cat! So at the end of our shorter video, we put in our recommendations, and for me, I was recommending it for a very specific audience, but I do want to discuss the extremely far-fetched science.
I don't know much about science, but the little I do, it kind of took me out in the beginning just how absurd, I guess.
If it was like a cartoon or something, then it would be just more believable. Like, sure, you could propel Earth through space. I mean, they did show that it was cataclysmic to do that. Like, that was, but it's better than dying out. Like, because the sun is dying and the whole solar system's gonna die. You know, not anytime soon, but they know it's coming, so.
Yeah.
So it's worth fucking up Earth to.
But really.
I mean, I don't think that would be possible at all, but what do I know?
Well, it wouldn't be possible if you're actually thinking that this is some kind of solution, like Earth will actually get to their destination and then they'll repopulate, or, you know, it'll basically go back to being Earth as it was. But actually you kind of learn at the end that that really wasn't the plan, so that's a spoiler. You learn that the main plan was the space station they built that was like, out in front of Earth.
Which happens to be full of smart people, and had all the seeds,
plant seeds,
had embryos, it had DNA for all the animals and stuff. So it's an ark, basically.
Once you know that, so as far as Earth, basically they just put a lot of money and resources to build these thrusters for this whole plan. But basically that was just for hope, just to give people hope. Instead of just saying,
and maybe it'll work, but it's probably not. This is where we're really putting our eggs in this basket.
Yeah, in the space station, So, okay, speaking of the space station, so the whole movie revolves around one astronaut in the space station and his son and father back on Earth. So some of my issues with this film is it happens to be this grandpa, which again goes back to my issues with movies, how everyone's connected,
especially the main players, the main important people saving Earth,
all this one
in
family,
space, and on Earth are connected. It's not like strangers,
and it's not like the grandpa and the son are like really special in any way.
They're not. They're just
because the grandpa basically is like a truck driver, and the son, while he keeps calling himself a genius, he doesn't really display that.
Yeah, I don't think he really is, right?
Yeah, I don't either. His family ends up basically saving Earth. That's another big issue, I guess. But basically there's this truck driver. The grandson is learning also how to drive these trucks, and they kind of just end up being the last, I guess, truck drivers or people who know how to operate this, or at least that are in this area. So they're kind of chosen to carry this cargo for the. Whatever I don't even know who they are.
Was it like army type people or whatever?
That's what I
Earth army people. They seemed important when they showed up, and they were in cool suits.
Yeah, which they all have cool, gear, cool like exoskeletons. But then they really don't need it as much. Yeah, actually, I don't know why. The one guy has the exoskeleton plus like the huge, what is that? Like rail gun or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool, but. I mean, it does kind of come in useful, but it's not like they're going to war or anything.
Well, maybe they were only put into play with these specific suits on because of what's happening. because the engines are failing because they got too close to Jupiter, and so then maybe they sent these specific soldiers out in these outfits. These aren't their normal outfits. He doesn't usually have that railgun or whatever. Maybe. Just speculating.
Yeah, I don't know. None of that really.
Well, I mean, some of that could just be part of the trying to keep up with subtitles and trying to, just some of that I'll just take with a grain of salt that, maybe I missed something or didn't completely understand something. I get kind of lost in these kind of movies anyway, sometimes, because there's so much action and so much going on that sometimes afterwards I'm like, wait, did that make sense? And then sometimes it does if I think about it or if someone reminds me of stuff, and then sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
With this one we were talking about it in the car and stuff, and I think there was some stuff that we were like, oh, that is better. Like, for example, the boy comes up with the genius idea to save the Earth, and I thought, like, why? He's not anything special, like, why would he be the one? But then they do say, yeah, the Israeli scientists already thought of that, and it's not going to work. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that they acknowledge that people way smarter than you already thought of that. It's not going to work. And then really it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't. It fails.
It fails until the dad... Are we going to go into that yet?
Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, the dad is going to go into...
Dad is in space.
Yeah, in space. Kamikaze mission, basically, which is, happens in a lot of movies. It's noble. He's going to risk his life, and he's going to take the spaceship, and with all the fuel it has, to go run right into this beam. There's a whole, again, I don't know.
It's too much techno...
Well, I don't know if you want to get into the science of it.
Yeah, it's like techno-babble, silly science that really doesn't make sense.
Silly science. So I don't know if you need to really get into that. But basically, if he gets in the way of this, it'll create a big enough explosion to connect. Yeah, because the issue is they're trying to propel Earth away from Jupiter because it's on a crash course.
Yeah, and so the boy's brilliant idea is going to maybe propel it further away and cause an explosion that'll push Earth further away and not destroy the Earth in the process, whatever. And then it fails. And so now the dad is going to, you said, drive a spaceship with fuel into the thing. It's not just any old spaceship. It's the whole mother effing space station. So he does, like, jettison the people that are on it that are hibernating, and I assume all of the DNA and seeds and stuff. Like, basically he jettisons the Ark part of it, and he sacrifices himself and takes the whole spaceship. And it works. It pushes them away. But what happens to those people that are in space now? I mean, I guess this is my thought, though, is maybe the people on Earth could go pull them back. Basically, the Ark is no more because it can't drive on its own. It's just the people are just floating there now in this, ring, basically, space ring.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe, but yeah, I mean, the guy didn't kamikaze himself. He basically fucked up the entire Ark.
Yeah, he just fucked up the entire future.
It's like if Noah put a giant hole in the boat and left or something. It's like, yeah, okay, but what about the whole point?
Yeah, you kept bringing up Ark, and that made me think of it being, okay, so yeah, what if Noah did just save... Maybe there was an island, and he saved some people on this island, but he gave up his boat to do it. I mean, sure, that's fine for these people on this island, but then...
everything's lost.
Yeah, all the animals are gone. So that's basically what he does. He makes this bad decision. So when you really
think it's a bad decision, they don't in the movie.
No, in the movie they don't. So yeah, when you think of it, and like I was saying, they gave Earth hope, but it's kind of false hope. The real, their real plan was to send this space station, which. So throughout the movie,
the people on the space station don't know that. They don't know.
Yeah, true.
Like that protocol's in place. Maybe the higher ups only know that. So they didn't go up there thinking that they're going to be the on an ark, basically. Yeah. They think that the main plan is to save Earth.
Yeah, it's Project? No, not Project. Yeah, Project Wandering Earth. Is that what it's called?
Wandering Earth is...
Yeah, so it's Wandering Earth. That's the whole false hope of Earth reaching this destination. But then the real project or protocol is Helios. And that's the space station.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, so really at the end of this movie, he gives up the whole future.
He decides for everyone
to
save Earth.
Which is really...
And having said all that, it's not like Earth is as we know it and it's flowing through space and people are going to the beach and stuff. Earth is destroyed just by this project, and just by doing this, they basically destroy Earth and people are underground. But it's with the hope that once they get close enough to a different sun and go to a different solar system, that life could maybe over thousands of years go back to some sort of new normal.
Yeah.
But they destroy, like, the Earth is just covered in snow, all the cities are destroyed, and, you know, all the climates are all left up, and there's tsunamis because they stopped the rotation of the planet, so...
Getting some issues, that just made me think of something real quick. That was all negative stuff, but there was some, there were some few positives, and that was kind of cool. You okay?
Yeah, no,
I just all worked up.
I got to catch my breath.
So, just real quick, a few like cool scenes that I just thought of. So one, they go into, I guess it's Beijing. Was that where they
I think
go?
It was. Yeah,
and I guess it was flooded, but now with all the ice, it froze. So you see, there's like a crack through it where they're traveling. They can drive the truck through, but really they're going through this frozen city. Like all the skyscrapers are frozen in there.
Yeah, some of
that's kind of cool. There's some cool visuals. I don't know what else is there.
I feel like it sounds like we're trashing it, but I mean, you could say all the same stuff about Armageddon or any of those movies, and I feel like the point of those movies is more just to see how humanity reacts in like a crazy circumstance, and the crazy circumstance is just literally science fiction. Like, I think it was a science fiction movie I wasn't planning to see. I didn't know anything about it until a few days ago. So
yeah, you seem to. I was gonna say you seem to enjoy it a little more than me, but again, I think enjoy like Armageddon and some of those more than me.
Not all of them. It's a hit or miss, but yeah. But this has an edge to it because it's not American made. It's from a different perspective and different people, and I like seeing different people save the world than just Americans. Because that's all we.
You hate America.
No, shut up. No, I like seeing that, or even in the American movies when they're like. They find out that someone else has an answer or something, and I'm like, yeah, okay, because there's smart people all over the world. Or even in this, they mentioned the Israeli scientists, had a good idea or whatever, so it's not just all promoting China only, it's like seeing the reaction from different people. And then our audience reacting to it because they were all Asian. So that was just cool. It just made a cool experience, and including a bunch of kids and older people, and it was just interesting.
Something with this movie, speaking of the acting then, there was a reaction, or you mentioned the audience reaction, and I was talking about acting. I guess it must have been good because there was... You said some audience members crying at the end.
Yeah,
and, there's emotional scenes. There's, the dad basically,
crying.
In the kamikaze, which is kind of cool. He's talking to his son at the end, and he's just like tearing up, but all his tears are just like
going in his face.
Yeah, just floating around the little. Yeah.
So that was a good touch.
Oh, real quick, you mentioned earlier about anime and about like the deaths in the movie.
Oh, it did remind me of anime. Like, there was a few big deaths, and as the people died, they get a little voiceover, and I feel like that's something that happens in anime a lot. They get the music playing and their voice saying, "Yes, I will remember you." And
yeah, so I guess we're ending this. Our batteries kind of failed us, so yeah, so it just cut us off. Our equipment's failing, so we better just end it. I don't think it's really in a lot of theaters in America, but if you've seen it and you want to talk about it, post a comment, let us know, and yeah, we gotta go. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.